Hey, look, we've all been there before. Every entrepreneur reaches a crossroads when launching their business. You're staring at a startup budget, a long to-do list, and the constant pressure to be lean and scrappy. It's at this moment, though, that a seemingly simple solution presents itself for one of your biggest needs, a website. I'll just build it myself, you think. How hard could it be? We've all been inundated with the ads. Platforms like Wix or Squarespace and GoDaddy promise a drag and drop path to a professional looking website. They showcase sleek templates and user-friendly interfaces, suggesting that you can launch your business empire over a weekend for the price of a few lattes. And the offer is incredibly tempting. But as a business owner, you need to look beyond the initial price tag. The true cost of a cheap website isn't measured in dollars per month, but in lost opportunities, wasted time, and stunted growth. Hi there, it's Adrian Newman from Numero Uno Web Solutions, and in this video, I'm going to pull back the curtain on the real price that you pay for do-it-yourself websites. And I'm going to explore the hidden costs that aren't advertised, from the value of your own time to the technical limitations that can hamstring your business before it even gets off the ground. And look, in my 14 years of doing this, I've seen it. I've talked to people who have tried to do their own website. In fact, they were just not happy with the product that they built themselves and they wanted it to be fixed. And even fixing do-it-yourself website is a lot more expensive and labor intensive than just starting a new one from scratch. So in this video, we're going to go through all of that and show you why it's better off to get somebody, a professional, to build your website. So let's go. So the first and foremost significant hidden cost is your time. As a business owner, your time isn't free. It's the most valuable and finite resource you possess. Every single hour that you spend trying to be a web designer is an hour that you're not spending on doing things like marketing or getting sales, product development, or customer service, the actual activities that generate revenue. Look, let's just do some simple math here. If you value your time at a very conservative $50 an hour, and you spend, let's say, 60 hours learning a new platform, wrestling with a template, writing content, troubleshooting bugs, then you've already invested $3,000 of your own labor into a web design project. And that's just the initial setup. Ongoing maintenance, updates, minor changes, those can easily consume another 20 to 30 hours each month. And that's time that you're just not getting back. And it's time you're not dedicating to growing your business. The learning curve that seems like a small hurdle can quickly become a mountain that's going to stall your progress. Look, imagine this scenario. You spend 2 weeks struggling to get your e-commerce store to look just right. The product images are misaligned. The checkout button isn't working on certain browsers. You can't figure out how to integrate your shipping provider, all that stuff. And then meanwhile, you've got a competitor who invested in a professional site, launched in the same time frame, and is already making sales. They are building their customer base while you're still watching tutorials on YouTube on how to make your website work. So really, which position would you rather be in? Another thing to keep in mind is credibility, because credibility is everything in a digital world. First impressions are formed in the blink of an eye. Online, it happens even faster. You have approximately 2 seconds. That's 2 seconds for a new visitor to form an opinion about your business based on your website. A study from Stanford University revealed a staggering stat. Nearly 46% of people say a website's design is their #1 criterion for judging the credibility of a company. And when you use a generic, out-of-the-box template, your website looks like thousands of others. It fails to communicate your unique value proposition. I want you to think of the restaurant example. You may offer an incredible one-of-a-kind dining experience, but if your website uses the exact same layout and stock photos as 50 other restaurants in your city, well, how will a customer know that you're special? A cheap-looking site implies a cheap quality business. Glitches, broken links, or an amateur design can make potential customers question your professionalism and trustworthiness before they even read a single word about your services. Furthermore, on many DIY platforms, you don't truly own your website. You're essentially renting digital real estate. So this means that if the platform changes its terms, raises its prices, or shuts you down, you could be left with nothing. If you decide to move to a more robust platform later, you often can't take your designer content with you. You have to start from scratch, rebuilding the digital foundation of your business from the ground up. True ownership of your website gives you your control, gives you flexibility, two things no serious business can afford to sacrifice. Now, before I continue, I want you to let me know in the comments if you've ever tried to build your own website and the challenges that you faced. Maybe it was tech challenges or design challenges. Maybe you couldn't get it launched. Maybe the price went up a lot more than you thought. Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear about it. So another issue is the performance penalty, and that is a speed of mobile performance. You know, we live in a mobile first world and patience is in short supply. Google research found that 53% of mobile users will abandon a website if it takes longer than 3 seconds to load. That's just 3 seconds. That's the window you have to capture someone's attention. Do-it-yourself website builders are notorious for producing bloated and inefficient code. Their drag and drop functionality, while convenient for the user, often loads countless unnecessary scripts and style sheets in the background, slowing your site to a crawl. We've seen this firsthand here when people are complaining about their website not having optimal speed, taking forever to load, and wondering what is going on. And then we look in the back end and it's all that bloated code. And look, there's a critical difference between a site that's mobile friendly and one that's mobile optimized. A mobile-friendly site will simply just shrink to fit on a smaller screen. A mobile-optimized site or responsive site is designed with the mobile user experience as the priority. Buttons are easy to tap. Text is readable without pinching and zooming. And navigation is intuitive on a touch interface. Think of just using a thumb to scroll. Many DIY templates fail this test. And if a customer has to struggle to navigate your site on their phone, well, they're not going to struggle for long. They're just simply going to leave and go to a competitor whose site works flawlessly. This performance penalty doesn't just frustrate users, it also hurts your visibility. Search engines like Google use site speed as a key ranking factor. I've talked about this in so many videos. And a slow website will be penalized in search results, making it harder for potential customers to find you in the first place. You can have the best product in the world, but if your website is buried on page 5 of Google, you're invisible. And speaking of visibility, search engine optimization, SEO, is the engine of modern customer acquisition. Yes, even in today's AI world, AI SEO is still key to getting customers. And it's how people find your business when they're actively searching for solutions that you provide. While DIY platforms have made strides in offering basic SEO tools, they often create a glass ceiling that limits your growth. These platforms might allow you to change page titles and meta descriptions, but they often lack the advanced capabilities needed to truly compete. You may have limited control over your site's URL structure, be unable to edit the robots.txt file, or struggle to implement advanced schema markup that helps Google understand your content. The code generated by these builders can be difficult for search engine crawlers to parse efficiently, further hindering your ranking potential. And you're playing the SEO game with one hand tied behind your back. And beyond SEO, you got to consider scalability. Your website should be able to grow with your business. What happens when you need to add a complex feature like customer portal or a subscription service or an advanced booking system? With a DIY builder, you're limited to the apps and plugins available in their marketplace. If the functionality you need doesn't exist, you're out of luck. A custom built site or one built on a powerful open source platform like WordPress provides limitless possibilities for expansion. You're never going to be trapped by the limitations of a third-party provider. Look, if you're liking this video, please let me know by hitting that like button, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more advice for businesses that want to get more customers online. Look, let me talk about the most deceptive part of the cheap website promise, and that's the financial model. The low monthly fee is just the starting point. Need a better e-commerce solution? Well, that's a premium app with its own monthly fee. Want to remove the platform's branding from your site? That's a higher tier plan. Need access to more advanced analytics or marketing tools? Well, you guessed it. It's another upgrade you got to pay for. And these small costs add up, and you can quickly find yourself paying significantly more than you initially budgeted, all for a website that still underperforms. And this brings us to the most important metric of all, return on investment, or ROI. This is where the cheap option truly becomes the most expensive. Professional web design and development isn't an expense. It's an investment in a powerful business asset. Data shows that professionally designed websites can convert visitors into customers at a rate 4 to 6 times higher than DIY sites. The average conversion rate for a DIY site often hovers near a dismal 0.5%, while a well-crafted professional website can easily achieve 2.5% or more. So I want you to put that into perspective. If your business generates an average of $100 per sale, and your site gets 2,000 visitors per month, well, if you have a DIY site at a 0.5% conversion rate, you're going to get 10 sales per month or $1,000 in revenue. But if you have a professionally developed and designed site where you have a conservative 2.5% conversion rate, that's 50 sales per month. At $100 per sale, that's $5,000 in revenue. So in this scenario, by saving a few $1,000s on a cheap website, you're potentially losing $4,000 in revenue every single month. And over the course of a year, that's nearly $50,000 in lost sales. Suddenly, the upfront cost of a professional website seems like a bargain. Look, the choice of how to build your website is a strategic business decision. If you're launching a personal blog or a small hobby project with no commercial intent, DIY Builder is perfectly fine and an economical choice. But if you're building a business, a brand you want to grow, scale, nurture for years to come, your website is your digital headquarters. It's your 24/7 salesperson, your primary marketing tool, and the foundation of your customer relationships. Choosing the cheap route is like building your dream house on a foundation of sand. It may hold up for a little while, but it will eventually crack under pressure, limiting your potential and costing you far more in the long run. Don't let a small upfront cost dictate the future of your business. Invest in a professional website that reflects the quality of your brand, provides a seamless experience for your customers, and works tirelessly to grow your bottom line. It's the one single most important investment you'll ever make. And if you want more information on how I can help you design and develop a professional website, whether it's for e-commerce or a service-based business, whether you have a subscription portal or not, just let me know. You can either let me know in that comment section or you can email me. My email address is in the info below. Oh, and if you're looking for the latest trends in website design, I want you to head over to this video that reveals the 5 biggest website design trends of 2026, and more importantly, how you can apply these innovative website design ideas to make your site visually appealing, user-friendly, and optimized for conversions.